long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So it's been a pretty big week for Star Wars news. First off, the people who have said that Jon Favreau has never left Lucasfilm are vindicated, and apparently the chief of the Black Pill Blobs is now having a hemorrhage over it. How wrong could you be? Oh, amateur boy. We are getting Mandalorian Season 4 turned into a movie, and Ahsoka Season 2 is being developed, which is all good news. So this has been a week of vindication. Now, what is this about? Basically, The Hollywood Reporter is basically just repeating what Cameron has speculated on the movie that is coming out, Mandalorian, working title Mandalorian and Grogu. Okay. And again, looking at what we know in the press beforehand, looking at what the insiders have been telling Kamran, etc., made it obvious something like this was going to happen. And the laughable thing about it is when people kept saying, Jon Favreau's gone. Now the new rumor is Kennedy's going to kick him off this movie, blah, blah, blah. I mean, are you smoking dope when you say shit like this? So here's part of the article. All good questions, and here's what we know. Pre-strikes, Lucasfilm was intent on making Season 4 of The Mandalorian. The scripts have all been written. But during the Great Hollywood Break, however, things got reevaluated. Now, this is the kind of thing that happens when you're looking at your business model, looking at where you need to improve in its box office. Okay. Indiana Jones 5 was a disaster. Everybody knows that. And that was probably Kathleen Kennedy's final in working for Lucas, working as leader of Lucasfilm. They are definitely, of course, going into Ahsoka Season 2, which is great, because this may lead into Dave Filoni's movie, which is still on track, which is still happening. And the speculation and the rumor is, and this is coming from inside Lucasfilm, from Sparrow, is that they're going to use The World Between Worlds to get rid of the sequel trilogy. Make it like it never happened. Okay. A lot of people will complain, and it doesn't matter if you loved it or hated it. The Black Pills will complain, and we all know that, and that's fine. As will the Raytards, the Raylos, etc. But, you know, you gotta look at what the news has said. There is no Ray movie. Adam Driver's never coming back to Star Wars. Raylos have to look at themselves. Because, to be honest, they're the ones that drove him away. That and poor writing. They took his character from being somewhat interesting to just a fucking beta male twat. Okay? Okay, so let's talk further.
For 10 long weeks, the Star Wars company labored on the suburban London sound stages, bringing to life a film that had begun as an idea with George Lucas 3 years before.
urinal cakes? I don't believe this. All these years, the doyenne of Seattle's elite, looking down her nose at everyone in sight. She owes it all to this. She's managed to have her urinal cake and eat it, too.
As I think we now have what's known in the legal profession as a bargaining chip.
Oh, are you kidding? She'd give anything to keep this quiet. No, Marta, that's all right. She doesn't have to come to the phone. Just give her this message. I've flushed out her family secret. Hello, Maris.
So what these announcements have told me is that basically using common sense, being able to read between the lines, the subtext of public statements, and what we've been getting from Lucasfilm, from Sparrow, and others at Disney has been pretty accurate. Okay, now I know I'm going to have some jackass from either one of the big angry YouTube channels or, Jason Ward's, pet cemetery saying Kennedy's still there. So what if she's still on the leadership list? Doesn't mean she has any control. All right. And if you notice something, Acolyte was never mentioned. The Ray movie is not mentioned at all. I really doubt that you'll see another mention of either of those two movies, except maybe in what the hell were they thinking? Statements from the Hollywood press. Okay. Look, Stephen Knight needed to play a game, so he did. When Kennedy said, I need you to jump in to say you're writing this movie, and they did, they shook hands on it, and he went and did it. Okay. And, has he produced a script? Well, Sparrow said anything he sent in has been terrible. And Jason Ward himself says there are no scripts for it. Look, Inside the Magic basically said there is no Star Wars Ray movie, and that was a month ago. Okay? So now we know for sure that Mandalorian is now taking over that spot where Queen Ray, borehole of the world, is residing. Okay? Or was residing. Acolyte, no one really knows. No one really, I think, cares. You're going to have big YouTubers like Star Wars Theory behave like they're happening. It generates profit for them. Okay? But, for people like me, it's frustrating because I know this guy right here isn't going to pay for that shit. Okay? He sees himself as being caught up in all kinds of crap because of Leslie Headland's Harvey Weinstein connections that he never should have been caught up in. Okay? She got Disney tied up with shit. I'll tell you why. I'll give you a hint. One of the actors, a non-binary tranny female for The Acolyte, apparently this tranny woman, he was put out there by MI6, and this was in the news, to basically do PR and propaganda for the COVID lockdown. Okay, what else does this mean? What else did Headland get Disney and Lucasfilm caught up into? These are questions that I'm not going to dig into. Okay, but it's like, what the fuck have you done? But everything that we've learned this week basically explodes any of the big YouTube channels' statements that the Ray movie is real. Okay, it's not. What we have is Disney basically having Jon Favreau himself go out there and say, I'm still here, you dumbasses. I'm making Mandalorian and Grogu the film. Okay, and great. I can't honestly wait to see it. I mean, I want the opportunity to go to the theater and feel excited. Okay, I went to the theater a couple of times or 3 times this past year and was excited. Okay, I want that. I want something to take me away and out of my own world for a while. And that's the thing about Star Wars is that's what it did, okay? And Star Wars under Kennedy just doubled down on real world activism, which, defeats what Star Wars' purpose is, okay? It's pure escapist entertainment, and it never should be anything else but that, okay? And now we've got an opportunity to see where Jon Favreau can take the Mandoverse. There are people that are going to complain, but these are the same people that if George was reappointed president of Lucasfilm and John was working as his right hand with Dave as the other right hand, these fuckers would still be crying about it because they hate George Lucas too. I mean, this is the psychosis that Red Letter Media started, that now we've got Star Wars Explained, Jason Ward pissing all over it, and we've got the other big YouTube channels pissing all over it. If they're happy, people are not going to watch your videos. Or maybe, if the stuff is good, maybe generating good content, maybe generating positive notes might bring people back. Okay? This was good. All right? But I'm going to give you guys a lesson on this one. Ahsoka was great. We still have assholes out there crying about it. Think about it. Okay? This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.